Hello.
Hello.
Hello. I'm Sean Hollands, and this is
Alex Cofield.
great. I was very happy I pointed in the right direction then as I did that. I was like,
was
oh, it's
very
going to go horribly wrong. That's right. It's the right
I
way.
didn't do it. Mirabode. There we go.
Welcome to Fable Network News Episode 2. We're going to be talking about all the opportunities, news, and exciting theatre stuff that we found over the last week, as well as some bits and pieces that fit into us to share with you. It's been an exciting week for coming up. I didn't expect it.
Yeah, surprisingly so. We've had there's quite a lot to dig through on the old interwebs. I think a variable treasure trove of different opportunities for quite a few different disciplines as well.
Yeah, I think people are celebrating coming out of the ye old lockdown as much as they can. I'm sorry, everyone. I've just been listening to a radio show. Shout out to Mr. James Newton, who's very aware that he was celebrating coming out of lockdown, and then realised that there's plenty of people in tier 3.
Yeah,
which is basically the same.
Sort of lockdown 2.5, really, isn't it?
Yeah,
a lot of the country, unless we go to the Isle of Wight.
Which is just forever lockdown. What tier are you in?
I'm tier 2 as well.
Okay.
I think all of the West Midlands, all of Worcestershire is. It's basically the North and Bristol that's tier 3 at the moment, and Kent, of course. Your home ground.
My hometown
That's great.
is tier 3 to the maximum, which is a nightmare because we were like, oh, if they're 2 as well, we'll go home a little bit early for Christmas, maybe. No, shut down. There goes the dream. Anyway, let's talk. Let's share some stuff.
Let's do it.
So, first one is a big one. It comes around every year. It is called, of course, the Bush Theatre. Yeah,
of course. Everyone knows the Bush Theatre. They just won an Olivier Award, didn't they?
They did. They just won outstanding affiliate theatre for Baby Reindeer.
Which I never got to see at Edinburgh Fringe. They did beat you out. Not that you're bitter, but you know.
Not I'm bitter. Thanks, Bush.
But once again, of course, they are accepting script submissions for the oncoming season. But one of the really big things to highlight as well, that these are unsolicited script submissions from people who aren't already represented by agents. So anyone, if you have a 60-minute or over feature-length play, you are invited to send it in, and it'll be read by their company directors and pro team of script readers as well. It can't be a play that you've been put on previously. And it can't be a redraft of anything that you've already submitted to them before. It's got to be first time they've seen it, first time you sent it into them. Can't be a screenplay, can't be a musical. It's got to be a feature length straight play. But this opportunity comes around every year, and it's always really, really exciting. And it's also really worth doing, even if you're not chosen to receive the commission. The Bush Theatre are always really good at just reaching out to a bit of everyone, and they always it's a great way to just start building a relationship with the Bush Theatre as well. They always meet up with at least 25 different writers who have submitted. They'll email and give feedback to over 100 more. So it's also just a really good way to just get in touch with the Bush Theatre and put your name on their radar, regardless of whether you get chosen for the final product or not.
Yeah. But they're coming out with stuff all the time at the Bush, so it's absolutely a theatre worth getting. I think I've applied for their associate director positions and stuff like that in the past, because they always look so great, and they're putting out as well. I mean, Baby Reindeer, obviously a good example, winning an Olivier Award with it. I've looked at their. It says on here you can kind of they recommend you look up stuff about the company, and that you're pitching that would be suitable for them. I've not actually looked at this Bush Green page. I'm gonna have a quick look while we're here.
I had a quick look at the Bush Green page. It's a lot of sort of submitted articles and things like that. I think, unfortunately, they've had to wind it down slightly since lockdown's been going on. There hasn't really been a post since April. But it seems like a really broad breadth of articles covering the theatre landscape. What I was really interested in was they also recommended listening to their podcast, Making It with Temi Wilkie, which I did look into, and that is a really, really good podcast. I think it's only got the one season out on iTunes and Spotify and whatnot, but it's got all of the elements of your favorite sort of theatre world creative podcast, which normally talk to the stars of the theatre industry, and they all wistfully talk about, oh, in my day I did this, but this is actually focusing on the people who are currently makers and are currently trying to catch their big break. And so it's much more dynamic in that front, and it's much more engaged in the level of people that are putting out and producing content right now. They've got some great names in there.
I love the idea that all theatre, like the from Monty Python. But day, this is how we made theatre.
Theatre? We were lucky if we had a theatre. We put on a show in a cardboard box outside to Euston Station.
And that's what we're going to. Hello, welcome to the future. Oh my god. Rash Dash. They did one with Rash Dash. That's really cool. They did one with
Rash Dash, yeah.
I love Rash. Okay, well, I'm definitely going to be listening to that. Well, also, budding writer, experienced writer. If you're a writer and you've got to play a new writing, do Bush. Highly recommended.
Definitely get it in. You've got until January 10th to send that in, and you got to give them a little bit of time. They keep reading them and keep getting back to people for up to 8 months after the submission deadline. So this is a whole thing that's going to go through 2021. But yeah, you got just over a month to submit, and it's highly recommended that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, great. Let's have a look what we've got next. Have, of course, us, a new one.
Yeah.
That I am very excited about. This is something that I'm a bit like, why it's not existed before? It seems amazing. Kind of didn't exist before, or at least it didn't exist in any way that I was aware of. So this is Artcry. This is Artcry. You may have heard about them. They've been doing various pushes on social media, trying to get support, and I think they've done various bits of crowd. At least that's where it seems they got their funding from in the first place, is through crowd. Don't know whether that was kind of opening or that was private, but they've got it through crowdfunding. And so Artcry is a new funding pot that you can go. That is all about sensitive political social work. So all about creating work that's for the public, and is all about making kind of social change, presenting new perspectives, provoking dialogue, all that kind of stuff. And then the important thing about it is that it's about the headlines that are happening now. It's about responding to what's happening in the world right now. So the thing that's really special about this particular funding pot is that they've got a turnaround time of a week or less, basically, for a turnaround time.
Really, man, I really haven't heard of any sort of funding pot that has that sort of stipulation on it.
No.
It's got to be so of the moment.
I mean, I think Arts Council is its quickest is like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's pretty incredible. They've got a kind of rotating team on it that goes through and leads up on it. They say that we're parameter of it, I guess, in terms of the pieces that they all select to kind of fund, is they've got like a big, I don't know how to describe it, a board or a panel, I guess, and it has to be 90% approved or 90% voted for. So there's like a democracy process. So there might be, there's a number at the table. One person might say, no, I don't want to fund this. The rest of the table might say yes, and then they'll go for it. So it's a very democratic way of choosing the projects that get funded on a kind of regular basis. You can apply. So there's a couple of things about it. So you can apply for between. Well, you can apply from anything from 0, so one. I don't know why you'd apply for that. Up to £5,000. So to have a turnaround time of 5,000. video on there that explains the fund and goes through loads of quick questions videos if you're interested in this fund. They're really interested in support things that are quick and might require just a little bit of funding. So it might be like £200 for you to get some materials, pay yourself and go. They really pay yourself. They don't want you to just kind of buy materials and then they want you to pay yourself for that time, because obviously absolutely, really important thing with all the funding these days is that you make sure you cost yourself properly. But it's open. The other thing as well, it's open to all artists. So in every art form, in every way. So if you're a writer, a painter, a sculptor, a director, a whatever, a dancer, you can apply for this fund if you want to make a piece of work that is commenting on the social situation of the moment, that is really time sensitive,
something that's
in the news,
and contemporary.
Yeah, absolutely. If Dominic Cummings goes for another jaunt and you want to make a piece about it, driving the motorways with a big banner over your head, performing out the top of a sunroof,
and it happen right away.
You need to apply then and there, the second it happens. You don't want to be applied 4 months from now when everyone's forgotten who Dominic Cummings. It's for that type of stuff. So any artist up to £5,000, a week's turnaround, amazing fund. Certainly worth looking at. They have spoken about that they want you to kind of dock away. So it'll be interesting to see how the website develops and how they promote that gets made. Because I imagine the turnaround is going to be so far. Production, the kind of output of them is going to be really fast. But I have also no idea. They give examples of like murals and things like that, paint or make, how they might kind of filmed material or it needs to be seen live in that way. It'll be really see how they share and how other people take to the fun. So really exciting, but
definitely
recommend having a look. Right,
and as far as we can tell, there's not really like a cap on a deadline or anything. They're just going to keep this pot rolling for as long as possible, I think.
It's just rolls. I think it just rolls until it drains, and then I guess they'll look for more money as they go. We'll see how it goes. Looking forward to seeing some Artcry sponsored. Sounds great.
Sounds like a great new platform.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I guess kind of never because of the political. I don't know whether
you're dropping a few pings, just so you know, Sean.
Where?
You're dropping a few pings. Your audio's a bit choppy.
Oh, okay.
For the listeners at home.
That might just be my natural way.
I mean, I didn't want to highlight it, if it was just your kind of diction, but
that's why I went to drama school. glitchy diction. Yes, it's what I put on my CRP.
That's a new company's house, Glitchy Diction.
Glitchy Diction. All right, enough of that. Artcry. So this was a new one. And this one is Standard Theatre Fund, which is really an interesting thing. It will be really exciting. The people who get the grant, absolutely. Wow. It's brought to you by the Evening Standard in collaboration with TikTok and the National Youth Theatre as well, to a degree. I think there's loads of other people on the panel. So really exciting, amazing panel that are on board with it. I'm just trying to see if I some of the names here. Anne Webber, Kwame from the Big, Amy Ball, Lynette Bush, Nadia Fall. So amazing of panelists. And what it is, it's a fund set up for supporting 12 recipients from 6 different categories. So I'll look at these here if you can see this screen. So we've got there's an acting category, directing or theatre making, visual design, audio design, musical theatre, and the TikTok Breakout Award. I'll address the elephant in the room, which is the TikTok Breakout Award in a minute.
TikTok commissioning theatre now, please.
Yeah, we're in. This is it. This is the future team. Here we go. It's TikTok Breakout. This is it. It's not how I saw when I was still. God, I still remember seeing the original TikToks where it was basically just a load of cosplayers in like those dual video things.
Yes, I remember that phase.
How it has changed. Anyway, it's 12. There'll be 2 winners from each category. Each person wins £10,000 to support them, and they will also receive mentorship from people through the fund. So an incredible opportunity. The way that people you can apply for it as an actor or a designer or from whatever you're in. The open way of doing that is through the TikTok Breakout Award.
Right.
So you need to go onto TikTok and you would need to film a TikTok in response to, I've got the brief here, help us put this year behind us, create a TikTok using your specialist theatre disciplines, so it has to be theatre, wherever that may be, and convey to us the hopes and dreams you hold for your future theatrical career. So you need to answer that brief in a TikTok. And there's also a few questions to answer on an entry form that that's on the TikTok app as well. And then 2 winners will be selected from that for £10,000. The other 10 are chosen from nominees from drama schools and theatres. So,
so these are for the categories that we spoke about before: the acting, the directing,
the other 5 categories. Yeah, so directing, acting, visual design, audio design, and musical theatre. They will be selected from nominees from drama schools or theatres. I don't know how that process works. I don't know whether the theatres or the drama schools will just be on the lookout now for people they can nominate. I don't know what the there might be more information on this online. I've not found it personally, but I don't know if you can appeal to, if you're a student at a drama school, whether you can tell your drama school and then look to get you nominated. I don't know whether you can talk to a theatre. It's about supporting young people and young emerging artists who are kind of really training or at the beginning of their careers. So if this is something that you think's right for you, if you fall into one of these categories, you would like £10,000 to support you. Who wouldn't? It'll be worth talking to the drama school that you're associated with, or any theatres that you're associated with, and see if you can get any more information on how you might be nominated or put forward for one of these awards. It's certainly worth investigating for £10,000 and the support you would be getting, and for the recognition by this panel. Is certainly worth it. It's an interesting one.
And of course, if you don't feel you do have representation, you have got those chances, if you're an excellent TikToker, to receive that fund as well and really show your creativity. It's just a very bizarre. It would be really interesting to see a further in-depth press conference of what the criteria is they're looking for, especially with these drama school and theatre sort of sponsored applicants, as it were.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be more information on this, and I'm sure there might even be some out there. I know Paul Roseby from National Youth Theatre is associated with it as well. It's chaired by Paul Roseby. That's the deal. Is the panel is chaired by Paul Roseby. So I'm sure he might be doing some talk about it soon, and I'm sure it will be a great fund to apply for and find some more information out about. But there's information on our website. If you click the links through our website, there's a link in the description that will take you to everything that we chat about in this episode. If you click those links, it will take you to the race, so you can do some more research into this if that's something you want to explore.
Definitely, if you're a social media whiz. Sticking with themes of technology and how theatre seems to constantly be pushing forward into the realms of online and technology, we dug up something by a company called Alt-Pitch. Alt-Pitch is an arts and technology festival that is going to be running throughout the entirety of March in 2021. And they are also looking for submissions of productions, which can be either completed online shows and videos or films, or R&Ds as well. Basically to fill out their festival programs. And what they're going to do is they're going to curate 2 different festival programs, it turns out. So they're going to choose 9 pieces in each. They've got a main program and they've got a fringe program, and each one's going to have 9 different pieces in it.
That's interesting.
Yeah, so they'll choose which goes where, I imagine. And the 2 different programs work on a slightly separate level. The fringe program, you'll be able to watch across all of March in 2021 for free, but you can't, viewers won't be able to rate the pieces or anything, but the curators themselves at Alt-Pitch will award £500 to the best fringe production, which will go towards their next project. Now, the 9 pieces that get put into the main program are sort of gated off. You've got to viewers that want to take part in the Alt-Pitch Festival have got to buy a £3 watch and rate ticket, and that one ticket gets you access to the entire program for the entire month of March. And what you can do is you can watch all 9 projects, and then you can rate them, and the 3 that are rated the highest each win a commission worth £1,500 from Alt-Pitch. So it's a pretty cool little interactive online festival. I think
it's quite the game show.
Yeah, definitely. I'd actually really like to just come in as a watch and rater and just
completely. I mean, the way the world is shifting now to more digital content, to see what people are doing and how they're using technology. I mean, there's been a Thick Skin have got a VR production out at the moment. It's going on like a world virtual reality tour, which is amazing. So stuff like that, and I know there's other companies out there, Megaverse. And I know, Punch Drunk are working with Niantic, the Pokemon Go people.
I did see that,
for a project soon. So the technology is being brought in more and more. It'd be really, I'm particularly interested on the fringe one. I'm interested to see how fringe artists on kind of low budgets are incorporating technology in this way.
Yeah, that's my thinking as well. I'd be really interested to get to March and see what the difference is between what is considered part of the main program and what fringe performers can do on a stricter budget, but in the same sort of thing. So the kind of, if you are looking for an opportunity like this, the submissions that they're accepting can be anything from film, animation, theatre. It can be music, it can be opera, it can be dance, spoken word, art, installation, anything you want. It's just going to be online. And I think they've got a couple of other stipulations about the submission you give. It's got to be a YouTube video that is not made public. I can't remember the phrase for the opposite of public. An unlisted YouTube video, which they can then embed. And I think it's got to be between 5 minutes and 2 hours. So it's really ideal if you've already got a piece that you've created that you want to enter into this festival. There is a submission fee of £25 as well, though, to go along with submitting your work. And the deadline is January 15th to get that in. But on top of that, and on top of being chosen to be part of the festival and then being up with the chance of winning commission, there are also 2 other prizes. There is the Eastbourne ECO Action Network will offer £500 to work that addresses the issues of climate change and ecology. And the Cyber Performance Institute is offering a free course or masterclass for the best creative use of technology in performance. So there's actually loads of different opportunities that come from just having this one platform to put your digital work on. And we probably should mention that the main sort of theme around the whole festival as well is exploring human interaction with technology. So if that's the sort of theme of the piece that you've got, it's definitely worth sending it in.
They've said that in terms of regards to topic or form. So the theme of it can be that, or whether you kind of formically played with that idea. I guess I'm hoping that lots of people have been making lots of digital content over the last kind of few months. So hopefully people are equipped with some stuff to throw at this.
I'm sure they will be. Like I said, everything's theatre landscape in general, I just feel is really making strides into that, the VR and AR experience as well that you were talking about. And I don't know, I feel like there's like a proper, all the segments are there. There's just someone's going to come along with the key and just unlock the potential of it. I don't think we've quite found it yet, but I think projects like this can be a really good stepping stone towards that.
Fingers crossed. Sorry, I was playing with a button there. That's why I flashed up really big.
That's all right.
I was hoping it would be like bring both of us. That's, I mean, so example of why I probably shouldn't be applying for a technology grant right this second, because I'm just actually pressing buttons.
You can watch at home though. You can watch it at home. You know what else you can watch at home now?
Oh, lovely segue.
Oh, thank you. It's not my first rodeo.
Oh, I cracked up. Woo.
This isn't really an opportunity. It's just something that's popped up on my newsfeed this week, and I just thought it was interesting because the National Theatre have actually officially launched this week their Netflix-like online subscription streaming service. It even has like a little app for your iPads and whatever. It's proper Netflix style. And I just wanted to throw it out there and take the temperature of how we're sort of feeling about this. I did a bit of digging. It's got 11 productions on it right now. It's got you've got their Coriolanus with Tom Hiddleston, Amadeus, Adrian Lester's Othello's in there, and they've got productions. It's not just the National Theatre. They've got a couple from Donmar Warehouse, Fuel, and the Young Vic as well.
Yeah,
and they're promising to add more all the time. Subscriptions, you can either do $8.32 a month, which is I think that's slightly cheaper than Netflix right now, or you can pay $83.32 for a whole year, so that knocks out 2 months worth off. Right. So I just wanted to measure the temperature how it was. You can also rent productions as well by each production from $6.66 for a play, or I think some go for $4.99 as well. So that might be a way into it as well if you just want to watch the one. That's quite an affordable price.
It would be interesting to you. I'm interested to see what the uptake is in kind of public versus schools on this.
That's a good point.
Obviously, Theatre Digital is again a good resource, but quite expensive. And I know I've spoken to schools that find it quite expensive to use. So at this price for this access to this type of content, especially if it's got Shakespeare stuff on here, it's got new. I don't know if it's got any new writing on here.
Not right now. I think it's
not right now. Classics. Okay, but I mean, even with this backstage stuff that I'm just seeing here, like interviews about Othello and Iago, there looks like there's a fight thing there, starting a brawl. Interviews, what's relevant, cast interviews. It's going to be interesting to see what the school uptake with it is and what that might do to Theatre Digital. Yeah, that's a position I didn't even consider, to be honest, because it's a resource that could be really affordable if a school does decide to just do a subscription for it. You've got so much access to media that you can use that is applicable to the syllabus. I hadn't even thought about that. That could be a really big draw for them. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that National Theatre are charging for this content, actually, in the sense of, I think it was really hard early doors when people were throwing out material for free, and that was kind of, prefaced with the National Theatre throwing out content, which is great because obviously people needed it and people needed the entertainment and all that kind of stuff. But it sets a precedent. And for the National Theatre to be setting a precedent in terms of charging for this kind of material now, in terms of the arts, it's actually really helpful because it sets an expectation that you should be expected to be paid for the incredible work that you do, especially in the theatre community, in the theatre world right now, that you need to be. So it's a great little. It's great that it's starting, and I am excited by thinking about schools for schools. I think this is going to be a game changer in a lot of ways. We'll see what kind of content they put up on it. Yeah, you're quite right. But if it's something that you might be interested individually at home, it is National Theatre at Home is the program. That's where you can find all of 11 of their shows so far. They've got some good ones, but for your delectation. What is delectation? Oh, Been working on your words, haven't you? Word of the day.
Is my job.
Oh, right. Great. Another opportunity then, Alex. What you got?
Yeah, let's get into some more opportunities. Let's do some stuff with practitioners. China Plate have been at it again. They've got oodles of opportunities going on. What I found recently was they got a program called the Optimists, which I believe they do run every year, but this year it's going all online, all digital. And what it is basically a free course that offers introduction to people who want to be producers and people who are interested in the sort of the finer details in producing, budgeting, and touring theatre. And it's got what covers all sort of areas of that, as well as like growing an audience, creating a base and stuff like that, and spreadsheets and tour planning and all that sort of stuff. In a professional context, it wants to demystify the background work that goes into putting on theatre.
Yeah.
So this year in 2021, it's going to be delivered online, free of charge, and it's aimed as well at, especially this year, theatre freelancers whose opportunities to produce work and gain practical experience of producing work has been affected by COVID-19. So the people that really had something on the boiler and then just couldn't get anything out there, couldn't get things going because all theatres were shut down. So if that sounds like you, if you were on the verge of starting your career in producing and theatre production, do take a look at this one, as it is free and available, but it is limited capacity. It is for 20 people, I believe, 20 free spaces on this course. So you do have to apply. Applications are from deadline for the applications are the 11th of January, and successful applicants will be notified 1 week later.
Oh wow, it's quick.
It is a quick turnaround, yeah, because they want to. I think it takes place over a long time.
March, yeah.
Takes place
it's not that long. Over
so
like
it's not that
2
long.
months.
So it's about 9 or 10 weeks, and you got a 3-hour long webinar every week from beginning of March right through to the end of April. So it's pretty decent, hefty commitment to be part of. I think of those 20 spaces that are available, I think they're also reserving 10 for artists. Where did they put that? I don't remember. But artists, disabled artists, learning disabled artists, artists that identify as ethnic minorities. 10 of those spots are reserved for them, and then another 10 for grass as well. So do get your applications in if you are looking to become a producer, because Chine Plate are just really good at making all of these sorts of skills accessible. I think they always have a lot of projects on the go like this that are really accessible for anyone on any level and with any sort of experience.
Yeah, we talked about Chine Plate before, didn't we? With quarantines, when we were doing, they were putting loads of stuff out about building digital work or building online work.
That was it. They had the digital dark room over lockdown.
Yeah, and they were really quick off the mark with that. I mean, given how everyone was kind of feeling their way and improvising and trying to work their way around it, to come out with that material and be like, okay, here's like what we found that's really helpful, and to put that out in such a kind of clear manner was great of them. So I mean, I've until this year I hadn't really heard of Chine Plate. But this year
come up more and more on my radar as well.
Yeah, absolutely. They seem to be doing so much work, and so much work that is in supporting the theatre industry. So that's great. So with that in mind, we've actually got Chine Plate Part 2.
Ooh.
Some more Chine Plate, and they are looking for associate producers. So as well as training producers, they want some associate producers to come join them on a new project. So they're looking for two part-time freelance associate producers. You see up here the fees $3,600, working from mid-January to the end of May in 2021, and it's to work alongside a project called Bus Boycott, which is a working title. It's a new musical at the Birmingham Hippodrome, written by Roy Williams OBE, with music lyrics from Tin Sutton, and it's about the events on the 1963 Bristol bus boycott.
Sure.
So really interesting period of time to be looking at in terms of doing a musical. So it's a fascinating little project to be tied into. The associate producers they're looking for the associate producers to build up development, working with local partners from the Birmingham area, and building projects in terms of working with residents from that area, in particular focus with residents of Perrybar and Ladywood. So it's running development programs, it's working with partners in the area in Birmingham and the West Midlands, and working alongside that project. So I'm sure there's loads of amazing development opportunities to be done alongside that production. And I'm sure a couple of freelance producers would sink their teeth right into that project. They are particularly interested in hearing from candidates of Black and South Asian heritage who are currently underrepresented in their organisation because of the context of the piece.
Sure.
Yes, and they wanted people who have a direct or deep understanding of the lived experience of Black and South Asian people. So if you are a producer or you're getting started as a producer, even because they're looking for associate producers, and this sounds like a project you could sink your teeth into and you could make some awesome development work out of that, I would highly recommend going for this. Interviews will be held the week of the 18th of January, and the application pack is all online. They'll be doing the interviews via Zoom, of course. What else is there?
There's nothing. Who knows what Skype is anymore?
Oh my God, Skype. I legitimately forgot about Skype.
Do you remember Skype? I logged into my Skype account the other day. I still have old chats from when we met, from like university sort of time. It's bizarre.
It saves chats?
Yeah, it does. It's like a WhatsApp, but useless.
Yeah, let's delete that. Yeah,
defunct.
That's good. That's gone. Closing date is, I was just looking up the closing date. Closing date is the 6th of Jan. So you've got all of December to apply and have a look and ask some questions. So recommend.
Brilliant. You can hop right from one producing program to another and just keep working with time. It sounds brilliant.
Back on to more jobs.
Yeah, more jobs.
More jobs.
Opportunities for associate artists and freelancers. These ones come from Mind the Gap Theatre Company, who specialise in working with learning disabled artists, and they are based in Bradford. It's not explicitly mentioned on this page on their website, on the jobs search page, but yeah, their main hub is in Bradford. So this is a particularly good opportunity for any northern-based artists and freelancers. They are looking for an associate dance artist and an associate theatre artist, both of which to work with learning disabled artists and develop skills, drums, performance, and basically work with their company for, I believe it's from January till around July, August. I think the dance one finishes a bit earlier, finishes mid-July, and the theatre one runs until about mid-August. And they're looking for people to come in and do, if we go to the recruitment information.
So the drama one the theatre one is certainly 1 day a week.
Yeah, they're both 1 day a week, essentially. And it's very similar commission to the China Plate one. It's fees are based working on the assumption of a 7-hour working day. So it's about £15 an hour, £120 a day. So it's very similar rates to the China Plate one. There we go. January to July for the dance one, and January to August for the theatre one. Estimated number of days, about 23 teaching days, just once a week, and also 5 to 7 days for planning as well. Deadline for applications. The dance one is on December 4th, so that's actually 2 days time. And meanwhile, the theatre one is 1 week later on December 11th. They are looking for any sort of freelancers, desirably with a history of working with learning disabled students and learning disabled artists as well. But it just looks like two really excellent opportunities for anyone based up the north, up near the Leeds Bradford area.
Yeah, I've just seen this other one as well, actually, while we're on the page, the learning support worker, which is a full-time position.
Oh,
working with them there. I mean, the deadline for that again is this Friday, but
yeah,
you're looking for a full-time position working in this kind of field or had experience in this type of field. That's a really great little opportunity to get involved with as well. Just looking at that, yes, 90,500 full-time employee, 40 hours a week. It's great. Interviews are next week, basically. They're an amazing company. I've seen so much about Mind the Gap and all the work that they do, and I think they're a real beating heart of that area. A really, really important kind of cultural landmark, really. So, I mean, all those positions, associate or a learning support worker with them, would be a fantastic opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely.
Amazing. So anyway, check out Mind the Gap. On to a training opportunity. This is the Peckham Theatre Rep Company, who have just opened up their applications for the next rep company. So Theatre Peckham have been started a rep company last year. They just did. There's actually the first. I actually went to go see their production, their show. It was the first thing I saw after lockdown. First thing I saw after lockdown. Yeah, it was first thing I saw. Really, I mean, incredible group of performers, absolute kind of sheer mind-boggling talent. You can see them all in this picture up here. They are a really, really special, amazing bunch who blew me away every single time. I was fortunate enough to work with actually this group for a session, and they're stunning. So the opportunity is it's 3 months worth of training where you'll be working with director Toby Clark, who is a Fable friend.
Friend of the show.
He's a friend of the show. I work with him on Warheads, which is where this Olivier nominated director comes from. And so you do 3 months of training with Toby, looking at various forms, naturalism, improvisation. Toby's also a very talented writer, so I'm sure you'll be looking at kind of writing and approaching text and structure and that kind of stuff in there as well. And at the end of it, you'll then do a showcase. You also get a show reel done for you as well. And Theatre Peckham as a building is a great little organisation to be involved with. Amazing, beautiful spaces. Previous masterclasses have been led by Nikki Bly. Yes, Tristan. Amazing groups, amazing people here. This doesn't include me. Doesn't include previous masterclasses led by Sean Hollands. So that's really disappointing. That's upsetting. I'll be sending a disgruntled email about that.
That's right. It just means you're not a master yet. It means you've still got a way to go. Yeah.
Yeah, you should say previous masterclasses led by blah, 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 blah. Previous classes led by Sean.
Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one. Yeah, previous
semi-pros.
previous semi-pro workshop. I mean, even just looking at some of these things down here, Mount View executive assistant went to saw their show. Daniel Bailey, again from the Bush Theatre, talking about Toby's work. United Agents, obviously one of the agents companies in the UK, went to go see the show as well. So that's amazing stuff. It's certainly worth it. If you're 17 to 25, I absolutely recommend that you get in touch with them. If you are interested in joining the cohort and want more information on how to join them, you need to email membership@theatrepeckham.co.uk. The link to the page, again, is in our descriptions and on our website. But if you're 17 to 25, if you're looking at alternate training, or if you want to continue your training, I would certainly recommend going to this group. Toby is a fantastic teacher and director, so I highly, highly recommend you have a look at it.
It's a really good opportunity. It really does give you every single sort of starting block you need to really break into the professional industry. At what age does it become bad that, like, what age am I not allowed to still think I'm in this age bracket anymore? Because even at 27, I'm looking at this thing. Oh, maybe I could go. Oh no, I can't.
No,
I'm an old fart now. So
I'm older than you. I mean,
yeah,
I'm
I
not
wasn't
that
going
much
to
of
mention
a
that, but yeah.
Great. Thanks, man.
Yeah, but you're
Great.
also the semi-pro master that's running it, and I'm not.
Not running it, and we've just clarified, not master. No, not even worth mentioning on the page. Not even worth mentioning on the page. Didn't make it. I'll be cutting out this clip and sending it to Theatre Peckham. My pure rage.
Dear Toby.
Dear Toby, yeah. All right then. Our last little news item for today is a production.
Yay! We love them.
Is a production. We are into Christmas. This is The Elf Who Was Scared of Christmas.
Woo! Look at that poster. That's brilliant.
Oh my god, stunning. A friend of the show recommended the show to us. Michelle Edwards, who's a friend of mine, recommended that we have a look at this show. It's for children, suitable for ages kind of 3 to 8 years old. It's happening at the Charing Cross Theatre. The shows start on December 8th and run through to the 23rd of December. It's various shows. I think they're happening Tuesdays, Saturdays. There might be a few other shows here and there. Oh, no, Tuesday to Friday, there it is. Saturdays and Sundays. So they're running all week. They just don't do Mondays. 8th Brilliant. To 23rd, loads of stuff. It's about Figgy and Cupcake, two of Santa's Christmas elves. I mean, what more could you want at Christmas? Their heart is absolutely in the right place with this piece. I know they just really, really cared about young people not having a Christmas show this year or not having an opportunity see their first Christmas show. So it's really important. It was really important they put this together. And I've seen actually some of the rehearsal shots of some of the things of this or some of the rehearsal films, and it looks hilarious. So I highly recommend. And we've also been given information. This isn't even on the website. Anywhere else I can find it. So it's a kind of exclusive. Might even be a semi-exclusive. Who knows?
Fable Network News exclusive. Here we go.
Well, we need a logo. We need a thing for that. Better than that. Yeah, we'll just do that. There you go. Great.
Yeah, we'll just wave in front of our cameras.
Exclusive. Promo code. If you book a ticket, I think for the first week of The Elf Who Was Scared of Christmas, Santa 5, and you will get £5 off every ticket. Not just £5 off total, £5 off every ticket is what I've been told. That might be wrong. It's definitely money off. Santa 5 for money off of this show, running 8th to 23rd. If you've got children and you want to take them to a Christmas show this year, I can't recommend a better one than The Elf Who Was Scared at Christmas at the Charing Cross Theatre.
And also, please do, if you do have children, please do take them to a Christmas show. It's such an important time of the year for this industry, and these sorts of shows going on and being able to keep going in this year is really, really great. That's really important. I love that. Let's try and get as many people there as possible. I heard that they're trying to make Santa's grottos like virtual now, or behind plexiglass and things like that.
Oh yeah, I saw an advertisement that was like
sad,
book a meeting with Santa on Zoom. I was like,
yeah,
no.
It kills me. But if you could go to an actual play with an actual theatre for kids for Christmas, I think it's definitely worth doing. So.
Yeah,
you can't sit on this lap anymore, can you? But,
no, absolutely not. No. Amazing. Well, that's all the news that we have for this episode. I just wanted to, we'll just send you to where Fable Workshop is, our home at fableworkshop.co.uk. If you've enjoyed today's episode, you can find last week's episode and some of the opportunities that are there on our website here. You can also support the show. And you can also sign up to our newsletter. So with the newsletter, you will receive the episode straight into your inbox each week, along with all the links to all the opportunities that we discuss. So if you want all this information straight into your inbox, please sign up to the newsletter so that we can send it straight to your wonderful selves.
Definitely worth doing if you want to cut out all of our inane chatter. But we love all the ones that stay for the inane chatter as well.
Yes, absolutely. All right. That is it for this week. Thank you for joining us, who have joined us. Thank you if you are watching this after the fact, and you've come for some news. Thank you for if you sign up to the newsletter, and thank you for joining us.
Have a good week.
See you later. Bye.